Hi semua, welcome to a new background. Because sometimes you just can't be bothered to go to your usual spot. I don't want to. What that actually looks nice, not bad with the curtain there and whatever. Sometimes you just don't want to go to your usual spot. So just yesterday, I was thinking about, this is so random, but I had this friend last time when I was small. I had this childhood friend. What is this? She is my childhood friend. She's not my childhood friend. She is my childhood friend. So I had this friend, and her name was Natalie. And I remember when we were small, we were besties, besties. I used to go to her house. We used to play together. I think we pernah watch movie together. I think we pernah watch Charlie. What was it called? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But I didn't like it. Or whatever. I think we watched Enchanted also. You get the point, okay? You get the point. Last time, I had this friend called Natalie, and we were the best. We were the best friends, And the reason why we were friends is because my mother and her mother were best friends. So you know how it works. When we used to play together. I don't even know how much I used to go to a house, but we used to play together a lot. And then I was randomly thinking about it, she was her mom is a family friend also, so she also became a family I can't talk today. Family friend, that kind of friend. And yeah, I just randomly thought about her yesterday, and I haven't seen her for so long, so many years. I think the last time I saw her, maybe when I was 11 years old. And before that wasn't even regularly. I think the last time I saw her regularly was maybe when I was 7. And after that, I moved away. That's why I moved states. And then the last time I saw her was when she came here for Chinese New Year, something like that. And I was maybe 10, 11. And the first thing she said to me was that I look like Mak Saleh. By the way, I actually used to get that a lot, when I was small. People always used to tell me I look like Orang Putih or Mat Saleh. Bro. Then I was randomly thinking about that. How many times did I say randomly in this video? I don't know. So I was randomly thinking about her yesterday. And I thought, you know what? It's so weird. Can you imagine if I never move states? If I still stay at Selangor until today and I never moved to Sarawak? Because we used to go to the same church also, St. Paul, I still remember. And we used to go to the same Sunday school. Same church, same Sunday school. Can you imagine if I never moved, we would probably still be best friends. And she's 1 year older than me now. She's 20 now. And I think we still follow each other on Instagram. I'm not sure, I haven't checked in a long time. But can you imagine we would still be best friends until now if I had never moved? That's crazy. Can you think about how many friends you had last time when you were a kid and you were so small? And then something happened. But if that thing never happened, you would still be friends until today, And that's so weird. Can you imagine if I never move, I would still be best friends with her and I wouldn't meet my Sarawak friends today? That is crazy to me. Can you imagine just one thing you do and then through boom, different thing happened. So I was thinking about her oh, this old friend I used to have, And suddenly I thought, do you ever feel that way with God? Do you ever feel God was a friend you once had and now you're not even close to him? See, that was such a smooth we went from a nostalgic story to God, But I mean, you saw that coming already you saw the tajuk. But because I had this friend the other day, she told me that she doesn't feel as close to God as she did last time, and I also have another friend who's going through something like that. Do you ever feel like that, you and God were once, or as a kid? I feel we usually have that problem when we look back when we were a kid. When I was in Sunday school, I used to love God, when I used to go to Sunday school, because that time we were so innocent and we believe it, really really believe. When you get older, then the doubts start to come kan. So I remember at Sunday school last time, I used to be singing so loud, and then when you get older, that's when the doubts start to come, who is God? So I get it. I feel a lot of people go through that, just not a lot of people say it lah. I didn't know this friend was going through that until she told me, Miaw, to be honest, I don't really feel as close to God as I used to. And I'm happy that my friends tell me that, because I would have never guessed, to be honest. I would have never guessed. And I just feel it's nice for them to tell me that, because I can pray for them, Yeah, I just feel that's just something I wanted to talk about today. Like if you ever feel like God was a friend that you once had, and then like the older you got, or like the more things you got in life, you and God just kind of like, and then he became like your childhood friend. And I feel like there's a lot of people who go through that. Like I said, probably it's because when we grow up, we start to like doubt, and we start to like more conform to the world, and the world gets to us more. When we were young, it's easy, right? Because I mean, when we were young, it's easier to believe because our parents bring us to Sunday school every week and stuff like that, or maybe force you to go to Sunday school. I don't know, but you know, then when we grow up, that's when we start to like question it, you know. I don't know, I feel like that's what life does to us, and I guess that's why. And also, like, you can drive yourself now and you would rather stay at home than go to church, you know, stuff like that. And I feel like that's a very common thing that no one really talks about, because like I've seen like these kids in my Sunday school last time used to be so regular with me to Sunday school, and now I don't see them anymore. Sometimes I wonder what happened to them. Sometimes I wonder if they wonder what happened to me, because I bet I also disappeared from their life. It's like so weird. It's kind of nostalgic to think about, and it's also really sad. Like, I don't want God to ever become my childhood friend. You know, I mean, he is my childhood friend. I don't want him to just stay in my childhood. You know, I want him to continue being my friend as I grow up. I don't want to ever drift away from God. That has happened before. But I came back. I just wonder like how many people they don't come back. They find out, or they think that life in the world is a lot better than what God can give them, things like that. Like, it's kind of sad to think about it, because Christianity is like the #1 religion in the world, right? But how many of those Christians are actually saved? You know, you ever think about that when you see those people in your church every Sunday? Do you ever think about like how many of these people actually believe? You know, how many of these people are actually saved? And they're not just going to church because it's something they do every Sunday, you know? Because I know how that feels. Like, I used to go to church just because it's something I do on Sunday, and not because I really, really wanted to go to church and stuff. But so, yeah, I feel like that's something really sad to think about. Christianity is like the #1 religion, and yet so many people in the world are lost. You would think so many people in the world are saved, but actually so many people are lost. Okay, I'm gonna stop this short video here because someone is home. I don't like my family to see me, you know, film YouTube video. Hi, it is the next day and I'll sambung this video. So yeah, like, how many of us actually feel like God was just real to us as a kid, and then when we grow up, God is like not real to us anymore, or like not as real? I don't know, like, I feel, wow, this is what happens when your house is at the main road. You know, I feel like, you know, Sunday school and church, you know, Sunday school teachers and all of that, like, they think, all Christian parents, they think like, oh, I'm gonna send my kids to Sunday school, and then they're gonna grow up and become, you know, very strong in the Lord. But I mean, how many of you actually know kids who like went to Sunday school and then they grow up and they still, like, you know, fully believe, you know, like fully actually believe what they used to believe? And I think that's so sad, because like I said, like, I have friends who are not really, like, not that they don't believe, but you know, they don't really feel as close to God as they used to feel. And I just, like, I feel like this problem needs to be addressed. Like, after Sunday school, what next? You know, I feel like we, you know, parents, I don't have kids, okay? You know, parents, you send these kids to Sunday school. I remember when I used to teach Sunday school, like, I used to be a Sunday school teacher when I was like 14 or 15. Like one of the, I used to teach with my best friend at Sunday school, and we used to teach like the youngest group, the crash group, CRECHE. It's like very young, like 3 years old, like that kind of thing. So we used to teach that. Parents, I remember one time, like, the mother sent, you know, the mothers are there. The parents, they always come with the kids, because like the kids are so small. And I remember one of the parents, like, the mom said that she's sending her daughter to Sunday school at a young age, you know, to start her young, which is good. But I feel like we only focus when they're young, and then we always forget like how many kids after Sunday school they just disappeared. That kind of happened to me actually. I don't know about your church. My church is the Sunday schools until, like, you know, until 12 years old. Yeah, until 12 years old, and then you still go to Sunday school as a teenager. But the moment you turn 13, you go to like the teen Sunday school. It's not really called Sunday school anymore. They call it teens meeting or something like that. It's still the same thing as Sunday school, but in a different system. Like you don't do coloring and stuff anymore. You just come in like discussion. It's more of like, you know, an older kids kind of thing, you know. So I used to go there, and then like I just disappeared. I feel like we just focus on, you know, starting them, but then like we don't continue the journey. Like after they don't go to Sunday school anymore, what happens to them? And I used to join like the girls brigade, you know. After girls brigade, what happens? I mean, I know it's our responsibility to, you know, find ways to still gather with other Christians and stuff like that, but I feel like it's also like a thing that needs to be addressed, because I think I addressed this in a previous video. It's called the PS5 video. Check it out. But if you don't want to watch the whole thing, I basically address how, like, you know, kids, I just use like video games for as an example. Like kids, they're spending how many hours a week, you know, playing video games, playing violent games sometimes, you know, like things like PUBG and stuff like that, you know, a lot of like violent games nowadays, right? And they're spending so much time playing that, and then we send them to Sunday school for like 2 hours a week, and then we think that's enough, and then we wonder why they don't turn out the way that we wanted them to turn out. Like you send your kids to Sunday school every week, go to church every week and whatever and stuff like that, but the reality is they spend a lot more time with the world. Am I right or am I wrong? I am right, because I also spent more time in the world last time. You know, you really think I was reading the Bible as a kid? No, I just go to Sunday school and that's it. And then I come back home and I play games or whatever. You know, the world has a lot of influence, and that influence actually like starts when you're a kid, you know, and then it grows more as you grow older. As you get more doubts about the faith, as you get more doubts about God and the things that, you know, you start to doubt what your Sunday school teachers taught you, because like you're not as innocent as before. Now you actually like question it, and then the world has like a lot of influence on you also, and it already had influence on you since you were a kid, because you were already spending a lot more time with the world than with God as a kid. Then that's dangerous, you know, and that's why people leave the faith, or that's why people are not, you know, they believe and they still go to church and whatever, but it's like an empty faith, you know, it's like an empty shell. That used to be me, like just go to church and then but like I don't really believe. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are like that, who just go to church but it's an empty shell. They go to church empty and they leave church empty. I feel like that's a problem. Like I feel like we focus too much on the numbers. Bring more people to church, bring more people to church. So many people are going to church, so many people in my church, so many Christians. We focus so much on the numbers and like bringing people in, which is good. Obviously, you know, bring people to church, but how many of those people are actually like, they actually know what they believe, or they actually filled and they actually go to church because they want to learn more about God. They're actually going to church to fellowship and not just like an empty shell, just going in and out, in and out. You know, like I feel like we focus too much on the numbers. That's why I said Christianity is the number one religion in the world, and yet how many of those people of that religion are actually Christian? You know, like actually Christian. I feel like the word Christian gets thrown around a bit too much, you know, like anyone can be Christian nowadays, right? Thing is also something wrong with us also, like we believe too much. The moment someone says they're Christian, we just believe it. And I addressed this in a previous video, so go watch. It has Taylor Swift in the title. It's here, yeah, that card up there. You can go watch that. Basically, like, we believe too much. Like, anyone can say they're Christian, and they were like, oh, they're Christian. But we forget to look at the works. We forget to look at the fruit. Because, you know, what you believe, it will show in the fruit, in your work, in your life, right? And I feel like we just believe anything people say. I am Christian. Oh, Christian. You know, like, the word Christian gets thrown around a bit too much. I feel like people have forgotten the meaning of it already. Christian means a follower of Christ, okay? A Christian doesn't mean rich and famous, you know, and stuff like that. I'm not saying you can't be rich and famous as a Christian, but I'm just saying that the meaning of the word Christian, I feel like it doesn't really have a meaning anymore. Anyone can just call themselves Christian, when actually none of us actually deserve to be called a Christian. And to be a Christian, you gotta be born again. And I feel like people leave that part out and they just accept anyone who says they're Christian. That's a Christian. And if you are someone who decides to look at the works and the fruits of those people, people will call you judgmental. Like, hey, don't... What is wrong today? Like, why is there so much noise outside? Like, if I choose to look at the works of this so-called Christian, right? And then another Christian would you know, they will say something like, don't be so judgmental, don't touch God's anointed, when actually we are supposed to look at the works. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I ever like say something wrong on this channel or say something that doesn't line up with the Bible, please tell me. Please tell me, because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like, I don't want to preach the wrong gospel or something like that. So if I ever say something that doesn't line up with the Bible, or if I ever tell you like a Bible that does, you know, tell you about another Jesus or something like that, please tell me and tell me what I'm teaching is wrong. Because like, I take this seriously, and I feel like a lot of people don't. I'm not saying I'm better than you or anything, but I feel like a lot of people don't. And that's why the word Christian just gets thrown around. You know, we just believe anyone is Christian. I'm sorry, this video is going so off topic. We're going into a different place here. But that was just like a little rant, you know, because like there's some problems we need to address. Don't just focus on the numbers, how many people in church. Because the thing is, I feel like in the end times also there will be a lot of people in church. Right? Right? I don't believe that in the end times there will be no one in church. No, church will be full. In my opinion, this is what I think. This is my theory, okay? I'm just saying. I'm not actually saying that the Bible says this. But it is a possibility that in the end times, the churches will still have people. Probably more people than now. But it won't be the correct church, you know? I don't think in the end times when Jesus comes back, or, you know, when the sign of the beast, mark of the beast is here and all of that, I don't think the churches will be empty. I think the churches will still have a lot of people in them. But they will be worshipping the wrong thing. You know, they think they're going to the right church, but actually they're not. And I mean, that's happening now with all the mega churches, Hillsong, Bethel, you know, all of those churches that are not real churches. That's already happening now. I mean, I also used to be deceived until I saw the deception in it. And that's why I don't care about Bethel or Hillsong. Elevation, I used to like Elevation. But now I realize that, you know what, those churches, I mean, it's happening now, right? It's happening now. A lot of people in these churches are getting deceived and they don't know. You know, so that's why I think, you know, in the end times, we are in the end times. I mean, like, you know, in the end times, there will still be people in church, but it will be the false churches, you know? And that's because people don't check anymore with the Bible. People don't check with the Bible before they believe in something. Before they listen to the teaching, they don't check first with the Bible to see if what that teaching says actually matches with the Bible. I feel like we all need to question what we are being taught. Anyone teaches you something, check with the Bible. That's why I said, if I ever teach something that doesn't line up with the Bible, please tell me. Hopefully I don't, but if I do, I will delete the whole video. So yeah, numbers mean nothing, and to those people, maybe to a lot of those people sitting in those churches every Sunday, probably God isn't even real to them anymore. You know, maybe God was only real to them when they were small, and now He's not real to them anymore. And that's why I want to ask you, like, how real is God? Shut up. That's why I want to ask you, like, how real is God to you? Because He's supposed to be very real, very vivid to us. And if He's not, then I will ask you to, like, you know, pray about it and see what's wrong. Because as a Christian, God is supposed to be real to us. You know, He is what we believe, and if He's not real to us, then we have nothing to believe, you know. I don't want to call myself a Christian if I don't believe in Jesus, or if I don't fully trust in Jesus anymore. Because, like I said, the word Christian gets thrown around a bit too much. The word Christian can mean anything now. It doesn't really have a lot of meaning. You know, are you a believer or not? You know, do you truly believe? Anyway, that's it for this video. I feel like I went so off topic. I didn't even mean to go that deep into it, or like to go that far. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're blessed by it. And if you don't know who I am a cat called Miaw, and I go by the Christian Cat on this channel. I upload every single Saturday, but if I film more, then I will upload like 2 to 3 times a week sometimes. But you can be sure to see me every single Saturday. You can come back here. You're always welcome. Bring your snacks. Share some with me. I want Oreo. Give me. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. God bless your day, your week, your month, your year, your life. God bless you and your families. And don't forget, Jesus loves you so much. One last thing. What did I just do?